What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review a 2006 mixtape by Mike Jones. Basically, this particular product is called King of the Streets, and it came out in the winter of 2006. So within fair's about here, this is Mike Jones back in his Swisha House days as far as these pitch guy having hit type appeal. This is more or less like the follow-up product within the immediate type ordeals after like Who Is Mike Jones from the spring of 2005 pitches like that. So it's kind of within the fair. Mike Jones had a pretty large 2005 with at least 3 breakout singles, kind of one of which started in late 2004, which was Still Tippin' pitched like that. Some of those type tunes off of Who Is Mike Jones, like Flossin', Still Tippin', and then back then some of that pitch is pretty large ordeal. Mike Jones was a huge staple out of 2005, but particularly after Flossin' in the fall of 2005, things got more or less quiet. Now he was going to put out the album called American Dream, which was supposed to come out in early 2006, like on E40's album Ghetto Report Card pitch like that. He said on one of his feature songs that he was going to drop like the American Dream in April of 06, but it never happened, got delayed, pitches like that, and then this became an EP. But it's kind of a pitch. Mike Jones initially had some more deals kind of within the aspect behind it, but this the typical type gulag and BS that kind of went along with some of those type fairs. If you didn't have like a complete number 1, number 5 type banging single pitch like that, it kind of delayed the album, some of those type pitches. So it's kind of the fair. But this was kind of conduit type fair. Now I didn't know about this project as much full bound back in those particular days, but it's kind of pitch. I did question if Mike Jones did have like some original extra material that he did around his prime era in 2005. This particular product is like the closest thing I'd say within these pitches. Now this is kind of in between. I don't know as many full bound type products that Mike Jones is kind of the commonplace behind his discography is kind of here and there within these aspects. I know he was kind of a mixtape prince and fairs like that. I've reviewed at least one of those back in like the fall of 2025 pitches like that called Ballin' Underground and pitches like that, which is a double disc. I need to get to part 2 of that within those ordeals, but within the pitch as far as saying this is pretty much the fare of what Mike Jones was on around the particular. Now Discog says that this came out in 2004, which may be the pitch behind it, but it's kind of it's kind of with an aspect as far as saying that the Swisha House label put this out for purchase in early 2006. It's within the ordeal. It's kind of questionable. Kind of question within the ordeal, but kind of the pitch of just getting Mike Jones content in general is kind of within a kind of persnickety type aspect I've kind of noticed within some of that pitch. He does have mixtapes, and the good news about this particular mixtape is just the fact as far as saying that there are degrees of new songs, or at least songs that appear to be new songs. Most of these have like flows about them that are kind of raps to like other songs, like particular like Neva Eva and some of those type ones, and like My Name Is by Eminem, and a couple Jay-Z songs like Dirt Off Your Shoulder and 99 Problems, and those type pitches like that, and some of those type varieties, other type ones like Head Sprung by LL Cool J, pitches like that. But it's kind of variety as far as saying there's at least 7 new songs in here that I'm going to talk about with descriptions, or at least relatively new, that don't have as much commonplace with the designation. I really feel like there should be a wiki article about this particular mixtape concerning the capital type appeal. I think by the time some of these get to purchase, which is kind of the ordeal, this is not available for download on DatPiff back in those particular days, seemingly pitched like that. This is one that you do have to pay some dollars for, pitches like that, so it's kind of variety as far as saying. But Mike Jones got had like that aspect within these pitches as far as those first going to happen. Most of his mixtapes are kind of sold for retail within these aspects just because of his popularity kind of within that sense. He's kind of similar to like Eazy-E and Shoddy Low, some of that folks that kind of was just popular just based upon the appeal and the draw that he kind of had. So it's just pitched like that as far as saying he just had more candid kind of popularity, just folks that fucked with them and stuck with them as far as those first going to happen. Despite the fact that he didn't put out like 10 or 12 albums pitched like that, that he still had a pretty candid popularity pitch like that. So it's kind of the ordeal that this is just a blossoming type one, kind of within pitches like that. But yeah, really to the factoid, Mike Jones really only has 2.5 albums, which I reviewed all 3 of those within those pitches. The 2 albums that he dropped, The Voice and Who Is Mike Jones, and then the American Dream EP that came out in 2007. So then pitches for us saying this is Mike Jones review number 5 within pitches like that. So we're getting a pretty emphatic type playlist here going pitch like that. I am going to return to Ballin' Underground with this 2 eventually pitch like that. But it's classic type ordeals. So this is a whopping mixtape. 36 songs in this particular mixtape. Now within these fairs there's 5 chopped and screwed. Within these fairs, there's 5 chopped and screwed songs pitches like that within these varieties. So that narrows it down to 31 that I'm not going to talk about. But within these pitches, a number of these, like at least 10 of these within these products are kind of within the aspect as far as saying there's songs I recognize, like the Eminem, Jay-Z, LL Cool J songs, some of these type pitches with aspects as far as these first kind of other type ones. Other type ones, the Lloyd Banks, Trillville, and folks like that. Since that pitch within the aspect as far as what's going to happen, and Pop Daddy pitch like that. So it's within the aspect as far as saying some of those type varieties. So that narrows it down to then 21 songs. But then within the pitch on top of that is the Ferrets as far as saying that there's an interview type song which is just spoken word, and then there's also like the intro song that's not really a song. It's a pitch. So that's 19 songs within the pitch I'm going to talk about. So there's 7 new songs within these pitches that are not seemingly have like flow attached to the song title within them as far as this pitch can happen. So those are the 7 songs I'm going to talk about with like the normal descriptions. I'm going to sum up like the other and sum up the other 12 songs within these pitches within the aspect as far as saying within the tone of just talking about with briefer descriptions, just because I don't recognize a lot of these particular beats. Some of those type ones like Paid in Full I think was like a Run DMC beat pitch like that, but some of these type ones I'm less familiar with I'm going to talk about quicker within these pitches, because otherwise we're going to be here for like 40 minutes and it's going to be a lot of editing to do. I've got a lot to do today pitch like that, so I'm going to get this summed up within these pitches. So it's kind of variety as far as saying, but yeah, 10 out of 10 mixtape pitches like that. Just be able to say some of these type aspects. So it's kind of fair as far as saying it's a hoe move is a hit type one within some type pitch. It's like a gliss song to get in like Bright Lights, Wind, I'd say here pitch like that. Just some stunt glam, I'd say. Just Fast and Furious type vibes. Just Fast and Furious kind of usuals pitch like that. Just that definitely out in the fray. Should take you back. Definitely songs if you appreciate songs by Ludacris like Act a Fool and Move Bitch. Some of those type ones. It's kind of the gliss type factor. Mike Jones kind of had some of that type factor. It feels like he probably should have been on a Fast and Furious soundtrack in the 2000s. Some of those type pitches is kind of that. He was definitely part of like that Midnight Club, kind of Fast and Furious, some of those type of things pitched like that. That particular kind of car-centric type vibes, Pimp My Ride type flares, so it's kind of popular throughout like the early 2000s pitch like that, mid 2000s, kind of some of those type pitches. Definitely get some chalupas in your system in the whip, fairs like that. Just some good Taco Bell run throughs pitch like that. Some surprise has some threads in the whip as well. Some type fairs I just would say just looking jazzed up pitch like that. Some type fairs just stunt type snaz pitch like that. Get some shopping fits in there with some of those type aspects, bells in mind as well, pitch like that. So this kind of variety, but just quicker times, some of those type pitch, just really nice neon type gliss type factor pitch like that. Another song within that particular Fast and Furious type variety is Down South, and this feels like a familiar type production. I forget where it particularly stemmed from. I want to say it was here Lil Wayne, BG, Manny Fresh, some type folk that had that particular tune pitch like that, but it's good type varieties getting this towards this here. And most of these songs on this particular mixtape are kind of within a mildly kind of dipped in like chopped and screwed type format, so it's kind of pitch it just being that syrupy type of feel. Mike Jones fits that particular vibe pretty evenly within these pitches, so it's excellent type where he was getting towards some of that part to really get towards. So the tear up is definitely present on here, pitch like that. But Down South is like a banging kind of early 2000s kind of traffic tear up to get to here, pitch like that. It's kind of missed the fray, just stuck in the slog. Just kind of a murky, chopped in, a murky, screwed, chopped and screwed type traverse pitch like that. Just some Parkside post up, I'd say, just making beeline for some spots, going to get the tear up going. Just with them pitch like that, just a lit type tune, something that Parkside. Just yeah, flash, just good flash factor about it. More traffic fair than full bound getting towards the park side, but definitely within pitch. Just later on within parks, just figure out the fair, just where to park your vehicle to get towards the park, to get in the smoke type fashions with some of those type pitches, or even walking there within those pitches, just appreciating like the glam factor, just getting towards some product of it going, but just kind of some speed alongs. Pitch like that. Round and Round is a hit type one within these excellent aspects, like an excellent kind of throwback, hotbox and chopped and screwed. Round and Round is like an excellent kind of throwback, hotbox, kind of chopped and screwed classic, I'd say here, pitch like that. Definitely some Red Eyes, pitch like that. Definitely probably get some cinnabons for bells, pitch like that, and just folks in general, pitch like that. Definitely delectable, good exit. Good accent kind of sweet treat from Taco Bell that just keeps things tasty within these pitches. If the tacos and like the standard kind of just Fritos, versus like that, some stuff pitches, and Gardetto's kind of getting tiresome. Definitely some pitches, just pretty much you're going to probably want to buy like 10 or 15 of those pitch like that, some Fridays, but just like some pitches, very sugary pitch like that. Round and Round is definitely held loud pack with your pals, pitch like that, some stuff varieties. Advantage Jones is a hitting type one. This is a surprising type one, but it's a good type fit within these aspects, like a good lunch break and have Subway type reprieve to get to here, pitch like that. Definitely something delectable, pitch like that. Just swamped as hell, but diligented as far as these first games. So definitely within pitch, is mild kind of aspect to taking like 10 or 20 minute breaks on stuff, then getting towards the park to just like the same aptness, getting on the go, pitch like that. Is getting towards the crunk factor, get back with the muscle grind of it, pitch like that. Some stuff varieties. This in between kind of conduit type fare, just have like a lemonade, vodka in your system, some stuff pitches, some stuff fries, get some Subway type fare pitch like that. Now if you do have to dry pitch like that, probably just more within the Subway type fashion, but just kind of picture this intermission type product within the product of this. Getting back towards the ironing out and pitches like that, some stuff fries, I'd say, good excellent products. Who'd add as the hitting type ones, like a grand and sluggish kind of nightclub two-step mingle to get here, good pitch like that, good Definitely a good two-step mingle fit to get to here, pitches like that. Just what up does, some of these type products, chunk the deuce, some of these type pairs just snazzed out as hell. Definitely some drop pendings as far as these pitch kind of happens. So just kind of aspects for saying, just figuring out next modes. Just kind of the product of like recent 401 since the pitch about this what's going on, figuring out some next modes, but just kind of within the aspect of just kind of getting some socials in there on top of that. So just kind of good type pitches, appreciating the times, but just kind of some night glam, kind of sightseeing pitches like that in a more venue base. So it's good pitches amongst those fairs. It definitely kind of feels like a promo song with them pitch like that for like early 2000s, mid 2000s type varieties. Good pitch like that. Whatever I want's a hit type 1 pitch like that. It's like a Swampton slog, but moving kind of city commute to get to here. Pitches like that. This donut and Frito pickups. Sometimes the fairs just with the aspects for us like the products that happen. Get some gab going. Sometimes the pitch within product just post up. Get recents of the goings on pitches like that. Sometimes the price, but this kind of aspect is kind of typical kind of Jeezy type variety, trap or die type fair within the commute, just the bustle, like kind of on My Hood in particular, kind of on My Hood by Jeezy and trap star type vibes, just kind of some summer shine just within a chopped and screwed type swamp pitch, about a good pitch like that. But yeah, donut pickups for gals, since the pitches, not to say within the aspect of this only food, but just pitches some of those type fairs amongst it. Dr. Pepper, some big red gum pitches like that, some surprise good excellent price within the pitches. But yeah, Frito pickups as well, some basics just out in the city type scene, this kind of daytime waste pitches like that, some fairs, but it's kind of good productive type 1. Within the offshoot type varieties like Blueprint and Trapper Die, some type pitches like that, just with the for the chop sound, good excellent pitches. About to go down is the hitting type 1 as well. It's a good sunroom and villa kind of coziness to get to here, pitch like that. Just make some tea / lemonade for like flames and mud, and just general kind of more lax type ones. Like have some vanilla blunt wraps since the pitch amongst it. Have some scones also within those products. So just a little bit more pleasant type 2 and pitch like that. Just more Sunday, kind of Monday evening, just pitch like that. Some of those type fairs just kind of feeling a little bit more feeling more digest like pitches like that. As far as those fairs, just kind of miss the pitch of this particular. Appreciate like some light lit kind of evening sunlight pitch like that. Sunset fairs, just cozier type aspects, good pitches. Pleasant type of rom-com type going pitch like that. So good type flares amongst those pitches. Accent price. Now within the pitch bar saying these other type ones, these 12 type songs on here pitch like that. Gonna be quick within these aspects. They're banging type ordeals as well. So to particularly some of these within these pitches, I smoke, I drink flows the hitting type ones like a Lil Jon's, and I smoke, I drink flows like a Lil Jon and 3-6 Mafia kind of club scenario. We'll get to here, a good pitch like that to some of that particular type varieties. A few of these that kind of some leftover type crunk. Mike Jones pretty good within like that relative product, but it's just good type pitch getting towards that. Good type products within that throwback kind of early 2000s pitches like that. Inyo Cadillac flows nice like a stuck AF kind of smoke till you can't type 2 and pitch like that. Inyo Cadillac flow goes along pretty well with round and round as far as these pitches kind of have just good hitting hotbox type 1s pitch like that. Quick to back down flows hitting as well as like a woozy kind of parking lot smog. So this one definitely feels like a Mac Dre, Mac Mall, Keek the Sneak type tune. Some of these type pitches amongst it. Some of those particular type folks in the hyphy type sense, just more in a Houston type fair. So parking lot pimping definitely pitch like that. Some of those type fairs just feels like songs like Sitting Sideways by Paul Wall. Some of that slump edge. Goddamn flows of hitting type 1s. Definitely some walks home within some of those type fries. Pretty similar to Whatever I Want. Just spoils in hand. I definitely say just good. Good cranberry, Sprite, wild cherry, Pepsi, some of these that pitches amongst it. Just kind of the glare of the sun within these products that just past probably 3:30, 4:30 p.m. pitch like that. Some surprise, just good. Good, nice one there. Paid in full flows, a nice one within these aspects as well. It's like these particular tunes like some away from home, kind of laxing to get to here, pitch like that. Just kind of a moist type song, some of those type pitches. Just hotel fits, pitch like that. Just rope type fair within the aspect. Just some kickback, motel type fair, some of those type aspects within the product. Just some kind of lavishness, just not within the usual crib type aspects, pitch like that. Dynasty flows definitely a Tibble type 1 within the excellent type varieties of mid 2000s and just 2000s general kind of classic mixtapes. Definitely familiar kind of classic 2000s kind of DJ drama stepping in some of these type pitches. Feels like plenty of tunes off of Trap or Die, Can't Ban the Snowman by Jeezy, Dedication, some of those type products by Lil Wayne, the Suffix, Carter 2, some of those type aspects, Birdman type varieties within certain type aspects, and Joel Santana, some of those type folks like that. Good pitches amongst it. Just Mike Jones on that particular fair, good excellent aspects about those products. traditional kind of hustle fit sounds that products just amongst like the scene stepping pitches like that. Children's story flows, the hitting type 1. This feels like a Nas type 2 and definitely a good pitch like that. Feels ripped out of Illmatic sounds that fares like some NY kind of city grease to get to here pitch like that. It's definitely good for pawn shop sounds that fares. It's amongst like the shopping and gab type centricness just within a brick and mortar type setting within like the factory just places where you might purchase mixtapes like this particular product and fares like that. Just get your gab on sounds that products. Call Me flows like a Master P like kind of slum surf around to get to here pitch like that. Definitely feels like folks like Master P, Devin the Dude, Scarface, and that folks in the products for us those pitch kind of happen. It's kind of a miss like the fair, just kind of feels kind of within like the just another day and like a kind of not necessarily jaded full bound type sense, but just kind of the slog of just like the dredge factor, just like the usual BS type fair pitch like that sense that one to just listen to. Then like a then the positive kind of frustrated is something for like 4 o'clock. 4:30 p.m., 5:30 p.m. pitch like that sounds like bears is good. Get some Subway in your system, pitch like that. Get a couple grape sweets going. Old school flows, the hitting type ones like a good day drink and good bar relief to get to here, pitch like that. Some of those type bears just heading towards the day drink type scene. Some of the products that just kind of just slump fat. Need a break from the makeshift, gonna get a few Budweisers, fairs like that in your system, some stuff pitches, just whether or not it's personal kind of BS, but just kind of a chipper type one within the pitch, just getting back on your feet, pitch like that, getting towards those fries, getting some of that product, despite the fact that liquor's kind of a depressant, but some of those fries kind of just perk the mood up, pitch like that, get some donuts on top of that, some of that pitch kind of keep the product of it going. Gal favors in mind later within those pitches, some of those products get Spotify gift card and a headband, some of the pitches like that, good excellent varieties. Hey ladies flows the hitting type 1. This has Paul Wall on here, good type pitches within these aspects for us the fair is going to happen. Hey ladies is a dope type 1. This says Paul Wall on here, good pitch like that as far as these varieties going to happen. It's like a jazzy kind of see the sights I say just in a slump head type fashion. So kind of product just chopped and screwed type fares within the pitch, just kind of torn out of your mind. Just kind of pitch like some extravagant kind of some rizzing kind of spritzed out kind of just Thursday, Friday, Saturday type glam factor pitch like that amongst these fries to just kind of getting towards some date evening scene pitches like that since the fries to just kind of starry good pitches like that. You don't know my name flows a hitting type 1 as well as like an extravagant kind of romance beams to get to here pitch like that. So it's kind of the varieties as far as saying it's definitely within the varieties for saying when I say romance beams kind of product of just kind of beaming, definitely appreciating like the gaze and the pitches like that. It's kind of real being satin and syrupy as far as these press guys. So just when the pitch of just like the glam type factor, Tibble type tunes, like when you think of Grown Man by Lil Wayne, since the pitch is kind of probably within those particular hit type aspects, this mid 2000s kind of Spotify type bleed, just within a more mixtape glam factor and soul good pitch like that amongst some stuff products. Accent type pitches, easy kind of standout pitch like that, since type 1. So this is the fair. Good excellent fair within these hit type varieties. So yeah, 10 out of 10 mixtape within these ordeals is Prime Mike Jones. Now within the pitch, you would think if this was made in 2005 or 2006, it would have had more songs that would have been present from that particular time. So I do think this probably was made in 2004 and possibly released at least local bound in Texas and Houston around those fairs in 2004. But this kind of pitch, I think it was marketed and packaged in early 2006 to kind of add as like an expanse impact to Mike Jones' kind of popularity, because that's kind of the pitch. He just broke out in 2005 and was kind of the pitch. This was like the follow-up to kind of get towards more of those products, but he did it ahead of time. So this pitch like that as far as those first kind of accent banginess. So unfortunately, I mean, the new songs are pretty hitting. These 7 new songs have some banging type aspects, or at least the lesser known type ones that feel like new songs have some banging typeness. Some good accent varieties amongst these products, and just like Chop and Screw, definitely some commerce type ones for hotbox, and just some Fast and Furious type glitz lung pitches like that. Get some Subway in your system and cinnabons pitch like that, and like some good sunroom kind of rom-coms and like scones pitch like that. Some surprise, but it's missed the pitch as far as saying a little bit of close step out, but the beat selection on here is pretty candid pitch like that. Definitely plenty of bangers. I definitely have to say it's overall kind of clairvoyant type banginess that was definitely pretty apt for 2004 and 2006 for those press games. So definitely 10 out of 10. Social score would get a 10 out of 10 as well. Just these pitches. Mike Jones has enough popularity. He tends to stand out with this distinction. This just some hit. These are just some hit type songs pitched like that. Since that fairest amongst it, just getting towards the product. A good sense of traffic bustles, the makeshift kind of in there within the sense of just kind of the glitz long, so it keeps it speedy. Good pitch like that. Just the good app kind of engaging list of shit to do with some of the products amidst these fairs, like some good song choices in terms of the mixtape type tunes. Get some the DJ drama kind of hustle songs, the makeshift songs on here, good pitch like that. Some day drinking, some stuff aspects. Just get the tear up in your system, some stuff fries, the Bay favorites, some stuff aspects in the tone pitch like that. Some socialize, dap with pals pitch like that. Hotbox type songs, some stuff pitches. So plenty of these type fries kind of get towards the tear. So pitch like that's good accent fair. It's overall pretty splashy and engaging type album. So a pitch like that definitely has the exhilaration factor, high pitch like that. So within pitch for saying, so in terms of the future, that's the unfortunate thing is Mike Jones within these pitches is not really as full bound and dropped as many commonplace type products. He's promoted within these aspects that there's going to be some more affairs coming, but I think it's kind of within the product considering that he's been around since even as far back as like 2002, 2003. Seems less likely nowadays, but it might happen. I wouldn't rule it out within these pitches, but it's kind of why I'm finding more of these Mike Jones products that I am going to get to, so stay tuned for some of these type ones. But this is a standout. This is like the closest thing to like the re-up of what to go to after Who Is Mike Jones from 2005. This is the next product seemingly that came out. It's good accent pitches, even though it was made in 2004. Good accent pitches here. Classic mixtape, definitely these varieties definitely worth checking out or purchasing with these products easily.